What's going on, horror gang? Welcome to I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host Marcus. Please be sure to shoot that like button and subscribe to the channel, as well as hit that notification icon to get all the latest content updates to the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about all the nostalgia-filled callback references from Halloween 1978 and Halloween H20 that we got in Halloween Ends trailer, as well as are they more than just nostalgia references? Before we get into it, let's hit that intro. I shot him 6 times. Alright, gang, so as we all know, the Halloween Ends trailer was released late last Tuesday night, and though we didn't get a lot in terms of showing key parts of the movie in this trailer, which I like to think that was a smart thing that Blumhouse did this time around, as I think we all can agree they gave up too much of Halloween Kills movie in the Halloween Kills trailer, we did get a lot of nostalgia-filled callback scenes in this Halloween Ends trailer. And in this video, I want to talk about these callback scenes and what they could potentially mean for Halloween Ends. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so this first shot I have here is obviously at the beginning of the trailer. We see the backdrop of Halloween night in Haddonfield. And I must say guys, this is by far such a beautiful shot that captures the spirit and ambiance and tone of the 1978 classic and what we loved so much about, the camera work and the lighting and the visuals in that movie. And this could be a potential clue as to how the tone of Halloween Ends will look and will play out as well. Following that background shot of Haddonfield on Halloween night, the camera cuts to the side of Laurie's house where you see Michael, POV style, lurking and then proceeding to walk into Laurie's house, up the stairs, around the corner where you see Laurie waiting for her in her room. This is a direct callback to the 1978 classic opening where we see 6-year-old Michael, POV style, lurking around his house, watching his sister Judith make out with her boyfriend before making his way into the house, into the kitchen, grabbing the butcher knife, waiting for the boyfriend to leave to make his way up the stairs to kill his sister Judith. And given how in the OG timeline, Laurie Strode is Michael Myers' sister, I feel them doing this POV style scene with her was a nice nod to Judith and Laurie being Michael Myers' sisters, even though in this timeline Michael and Laurie aren't related. As I mentioned in my Ends trailer breakdown, this scene where you see Michael trying to stick Laurie's hand in the garbage disposal / sink grinder, whichever term you prefer to use, is a callback to Charlie's scene in Halloween H20, where we see him drop the corkscrew into the sink with Michael lurking behind close by in one of the most intense scenes in Halloween franchise history. In this next shot, we see Laurie pointing a gun at who we now know is the fake Michael Myers. But what's more important about this shot is the shirt she's wearing. That's right folks, that OG blue button-up is back, and it is a really nice touch for the character, being that this is the same shirt she wore when Michael Myers' first reign of terror began in 1978. So it's only fitting that she's wearing this shirt in a final attempt to end his reign once and for all. And to quote the great Bray Wyatt, in order for us to move forward, we must first take a step back to where it all began. Now clearly we got a lot of nice Halloween 78 and Halloween H20 references in this trailer as I just showcased. But is it more than just nostalgia? Does these references have a more of a meaning on what we should expect to see in Halloween Ends in terms of elements in the movie, backdrop, and tone? So clearly we established the beginning scene of fake Michael's point of view en route to entering Laurie's house in the opening scene of the trailer is a callback to 1978's classic. But what I think a lot of us miss is you can also say the opening scene of the trailer is a callback to Laurie's nightmare scene in Halloween H20, where you see what appears to be Michael from his point of view, entering Laurie's prep school, her office, her classrooms, etc., where we get the 1978 flashbacks and the knife in her son John Tate's picture, then she wakes up screaming. Why this callback has some significance is because they have now established what appears to be a copycat / fake Michael Myers in Halloween Ends, given to the clues we saw in the trailer. But I said it before in my synopsis video that I think the opening scene of the trailer is a dream Laurie is having much like this scene in H20, because of the fact there is clearly a fake Michael in that scene, and it would make more sense. This scene would be a dream opposed to having a copycat in Corey Cunningham, who is being perceived as the copycat Michael Myers of sorts, being that we know the real Michael Myers emerges in the kitchen and does battle with Laurie. If this is a dream sequence like I think it is, the only difference between this one and the one in Halloween H20 is that this one will be a lot more deep and a lot more vivid and a lot more realistic. So in my opinion, everyone, these scenes of nostalgia in the Halloween Ends trailer aren't just there for nostalgia purposes. There's a reason they showcase these particular scenes where we get heavy Halloween 1978 and Halloween H20 vibes. In my opinion, I think we're going to get a blend of both movies, tone, atmosphere, backdrop, and a sense of direction with the story. Because much like in Halloween H20, it seems in Halloween Ends, Laurie has finally put the demons of her past behind her to moving on to living a purposeful life. The difference between Halloween H20's Laurie and Laurie of now is that in Halloween H20, it seemed that she was putting her demons behind her and that she was living an okay life, but we come to find out that she had not put the demons of her past behind her, as she was operating under a fake name of Carrie Tate and not as her real self of Laurie Strode. As opposed to this new timeline where she is prepared herself to the max for Michael's eventual return, but wasn't living okay at all and couldn't move on from the traumatic events of her life up until now, where we see she will be writing a memoir and how she has finally made herself at peace with all the trauma she has been through in her life. In my opinion, Halloween Ends will be mixing the factors of Laurie facing and conquering her demons, while also going on to live a happy life outside of her trauma, something she hasn't done up until this point in the new timeline, as everything will come full circle for her character. And in my opinion, it's no surprise we got H20 references or thoughts when we really break down the scenes in the trailer, because after all, H20 was supposed to be the Halloween end of its time, the final showdown with Michael and Laurie, which Jamie Lee Curtis agreed to and wanted Michael to die to end their saga, which is where we have the ending with Laurie cutting off his head. All to be switched in Halloween Resurrection because Mustafa Akkad put in the contract Michael can never die, which she was not aware of, nor fully on board with, because she wanted that movie to be her last Halloween film. But alright everyone, that's my take on these nostalgia scenes in the Halloween Ends trailer. As I said before, I don't just think they're nostalgia scenes. I think they were put there for a reason. I think there is a purpose and a meaning behind them. And it just gets me even more and more excited for this movie. I am not opposed to David Gordon Green and Dan McBride kind of, mixing things up between Halloween 1978 and Halloween H20 in terms of backdrop, vibe, tone, everything. Those are two real, obviously 1978 is a classic, and Halloween H20, in my opinion, is underrated. A lot of people didn't really feel Halloween H20. As the years went on, it grew on me. I actually liked that movie a lot more than I did when I was younger, and I'm not opposed to David Gordon Green mixing, the two and putting them together to, create the story in the backdrop of Halloween Ends. In my opinion, Halloween H20 came really, really close, especially in terms of ambiance, in terms of Michael kind of stalking his prey and, just kind of being, Michael and not, too aggressive, just kind of being, that mysterious shape. I felt like Halloween H20 is the closest sequel that, in feeling-wise, that came close to the original Halloween 1978 classic. So if this is the direction that they're going, where they're going to kind of, blend the two together, I'm not opposed to that. But that's my take on it, you guys. I want to hear from you. Hit the comment section below and let me know what you guys think about this video. Do you guys agree with me that there's definitely a lot of Halloween 1978 and Halloween H20 undertones in this trailer? And do you agree with me that they are going to serve more of a purpose than just nostalgia feels in the movie? Or do you think that I'm a little bit over my head and that these scenes are just nothing more than nostalgia and it's going to have no effect on the actual story and the direction that we're going to take for Halloween Ends at all? Hit the comment section. I want to hear from you guys. Alright gang, that's it for this video. Once again, this is I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host Marcus. Please be sure to shoot that like button, subscribe to the channel, as well as hit that notification icon so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you for watching.